ahead on the Tiger Basketball Report, we'll find out how the Tigers are spending their week off from games and how they're handling exams and trying to stay sharp for their next matchup against LaSalle this Saturday night at CQ Arena. We will also sit down and chat with sophomore John Davis. The Tiger Basketball Report begins now. Hello, Tiger fans, and welcome into the Towson Sports Network studios for another edition of the Tiger Basketball Report. I'm your host, Spiro Marikas. The Tigers have been off this week. Well, off from basketball, not off from the most important thing, though, final exams. The Tigers have not played since last Wednesday when they lost to Temple and won't play again until this Saturday when they host the LaSalle Explorers at the CQ Arena. With that, let's bring in the head coach of the Tigers, Pat Skerry, to find out how he has been spending his holiday vacation. Coach, how are you?
Excellent, Spiro. Yourself?
So what have you been doing? While your players are off studying, what are you doing?
Well, working. You know, we were out recruiting over the weekend, and then guys are in for workouts. We tell our guys this time of year they got to be able. They got to be versatile, agile, and eligible. That's the most important thing. Now, we got good students. A couple days off. We're back on the court the rest of the week, and we'll get back to work.
Now, how many days off do you give the players?
We took off 2 days right after Temple. Those were kind of heavy academic days for us. Saturday and Sunday, we had them in for lifts and individual workouts. Coach McCarthy ran the workouts, and the rest of the staff went out there recruiting. Today, Monday, off, and then rest of the week, full scale.
So you're back to normal after Monday?
Yep, we got 4 days to get ready for what we know is a very good LaSalle team from the Atlantic 10, but we're excited to be back here playing at CQ.
Now, obviously, you know, we both went to college. You know that a student can't study 24 hours a day. You expect them to, but then you know it's not going to happen. Do you have them in to lift just to get their minds off of exams for a little while and off of studying? Because you got to take a break.
We've got pretty good culture here. A lot of our guys get in here and get some shots up on their own anyhow. We had a long stretch of games, so I think it was good to take a couple days off, honestly, and then you know, there's many challenges for a student athlete, and as we've talked before, basketball players have both semesters, the fall and the spring, and it is hectic this time of year because of travel and some missed classes and catching up with tutors and study hall. And you know, I'm proud. Our guys have worked pretty hard, and we've got a really good infrastructure and support here at Towson for our players and for all our student athletes. And this is crunch time. It's a lot. You know, you're always concerned coming out of exams, but you know, you got to play the game, and it's a big challenge later in the week.
Now, I know earlier in the year when the Tigers played UMBC on a Saturday right after Thanksgiving that you were a little concerned because you had played so many games that maybe the guys were running down a little bit.
Yeah, that was our 5th game in 9 days, and now we'll have had a little bit of a break off. But, you know, inarguably our hardest stretch, we're playing, you know, 3 very good teams from terrific conferences. That, you know, we didn't play like we need to play at Georgetown, and they're very good. And Temple we lost, so we weren't there for more victory, but I like how we played, and we need to carry that over into the LaSalle game. Our effort on the backboards, our aggressiveness on offense, and 40 minutes of great defense. When you look back at the Temple game, and I know you've probably watched the tape a couple of times, what could you take out of there that was positive? I mean, it was a loss. The positive I take out of it as a fan is that the team was down, but they battled back and cut it to 6 with about 5 minutes to go. Yeah, we'd cut it to 6 twice, and then they made threes. Actually, 3 times they had an unconventional 3-point play. I like how hard we played. You know, that's what I liked. I loved how we rebounded the ball. You know, and for the most part, we got our first half defense was great. Second half, you know, not where it needed to be. But if we play like we played against Temple, we'll be in pretty good shape most nights out. But we can't deviate from that. And I think our guys know. I think we grew up a lot on that game. And like I told you after the game, I like that response coming from a disappointing effort at Georgetown. You're 7-3 heading into the LaSalle game this weekend. Then you'll play Navy on Monday. We'll talk about those 2 teams in our last segment. But I know you want to be 10-0. Every coach doesn't like to lose. But when you look at this first 10 games, so that's a third of the season. What kind of a grade would you give your team, you think? That's a good question. You know, we still got a high ceiling, but we've probably been in that C plus. I give us a C plus. We've got to get better taking care of the ball. We've got better players than our turnover percentage indicates. That's the bottom line. And then I do think the last couple of games we've got to guard the three better, which we normally do. Some other things I like a lot. We're one of the best teams in the country getting to the foul line and on the glass, and we're leading our conference in field goal defense. Now, if we can do those three things and correct the other two, which I think we have good enough players to do, then I think we can be right in the mix in a very difficult CAA schedule.
All right, so you're rebounding. You're probably a tough grader, even though you are among the nation's
rebounding
leaders.
and
would you give them an A or would you say B plus?
No, rebounding's an A. I mean, plus 11 or 12 in the glasses. We take that. You take that every day of the week and then some. It's the best we've ever been. Yeah,
and then as you said, you're going to the line. You're making more free throws almost than your opponents are taking.
Yeah, we and both our percentage of points on offensive rebounds and our percentage of points at the foul line are like top 5 in the country. So that means we got some tough-minded guys, and we're going to bring one on later that's as tough as you get. And that has to be a trademark, especially to win on the road. A big thing that I'm hopeful is going to carry over. We're 13-4 in our conference road games over the last 2 years, which is the 11th best in the country. And to win on the road, you can't just launch bombs. You've got to be able to grind it out, and that's something that we need to have that mindset moving forward.
You talk about the turnovers. You've got 2 point guards that were not in the system last year. They were neither one of them were here. The transfer in Josh Ivory, and then the freshman Byron Hawkins. Do you see them progressing well as the season has gone on?
Well, absolutely. A couple things. I thought Byron had a really good game against Temple, against obviously a very good backcourt. Josh is 2-to-1 assist to turnover, which is outstanding. So now that he's got a semester under his belt in academics, he wasn't here in the summer, I think he's going to make a big jump. It's not even possibility we have them on the court together. So I think they're both coming on. And one thing we talked about a lot today as a staff was how good Josh's assist-to-turnover ratio is, and that's huge for us. And Byron's talented. He gives us. I think we made a big run in the Temple game because our ability with Byron for Alex out there spacing the floor with the three-point shot, and then we got we got our SEAL Team 6 guys in there with John and TJ clean everything up. It makes us tough to guard. We have pretty good spacing that way.
And speaking of John Davis, we'll hear all about John in just a couple of moments. We have to take our first break, and when we come back, we will sit down with John Davis, who is working his way up the national charts in rebounding. Join us as the Tiger Basketball Report continues right after these words.
Virtual Wallet can help you be that person who's good with money. See what's free to spend, move money with a slide, save with a shake. Feel good about your decisions.
Brian Vickers, Aaron's sponsored driver. He doesn't just love racing, he lives it.
We got the paper! Woo!
His pit crew follows him everywhere. Oddly, so does his boss.
Right, sign that. Yeah!
And his passion for racing is rivaled only by his passion for errands.
No credit needed. I'll take it.
Woo!
Congrats.
Aaron's makes owning easy through lease ownership, so you can own the life you want.
You'll find it on the sidewalks of Little Italy and on the porches in Catonsville. You can see it when friends meet in Mount Vernon. It's pride. Pride in our city, pride in our people. That's why MedStar Health is building the most accessible healthcare system in the region to look after everyone from Lutherville to Locust Point. So no matter where you go, no matter who you are, you're never far from MedStar.
White Market's ice cream plant is based in Sunbury, Pennsylvania, and it's locally owned and operated. We've been making our ice cream for nearly 50 years. We create roughly 70 flavors of ice cream right now. We use local ingredients, especially our cream, which is from our milk plant. The cream is what gives our ice cream a rich and creamy texture. Now, together with our customers, we've created a product called Peanut Butter Indulgence, which will be coming out this summer. It's a peanut butter ice cream with sea salt caramel swirl and chocolate-covered pretzel. How could you go wrong with that? Personally, I love our ice cream. you come to our house at any given time, you'll find at least 5 packages of ice cream in our freezer. Our kids grew up eating Wise quality ice cream, and now we get to treat our grandchildren to it. It's been a pleasure for me to be tasting ice cream for over 40 years at Wise Markets, and I'm loving every minute of it.
Welcome back to the Tiger Basketball Report. I'm Spiro Marikas. Well, he came to Towson last season, and ever since his arrival on campus, anyone who has watched the Tigers and John Davis play, they have to be impressed, not only by his tenaciousness on the boards, but the way that he hustles every second of every game. If you look at the top 25 rebounders in the college basketball season so far, there are only 2 who are under 6'6". One of them is John. He's 22nd in the nation in rebounding. He leads the CAA at 9.7 rebounds per game. First question, John, you're in there amongst guys who are always bigger than you are. How is it that you're able to grab those boards?
I think I just have a natural knack for the ball. I always had just a natural knack just to go up and get it. So I think it's just my will over everybody else's.
Has it been like that ever since you were a little kid when you first started playing?
Definitely. I think I just always had the knack just to go up and get it. Always just been my will.
Were you always a tall kid, or did you spurt at a certain time? I mean, like when you were in 3rd grade, were you taller than everybody else? Were you not? How was your growth spurt through life?
I think pretty much I was always taller than everybody until I got to around high school. I started to even out. People got bigger, and I just still always had the knack for the ball.
All right, so you come from Philadelphia, and Philadelphia has a reputation for having tough high school basketball players who end up being tough college basketball players. How much did that help you, the environment that you grew up in, playing tough high school basketball in Philly?
Oh, that helped me a lot. Always being around guys that were tougher, older, bigger, strong. Fouls that people think for fouls just weren't fouls. And it just helped me out a lot. Definitely mentally. It always got me right mentally. Like just being tougher than everybody I play against, just going into the game with that mentality, that helped me out a lot.
Now, was that something that you got on your own, or did you have a coach as you were growing up who instilled in you that you got to be tough, you got to play hard, or was that something you just came up with on your own?
I think I came up with it on my own, but I think like I said, playing against bigger guys, stronger guys from Philly, that kind of helped me out a lot, definitely.
At what point did you think that you had a chance to play Division I college basketball?
No doubt my freshman year in high school. I think around about my freshman year, the guys that I was playing against, older guys that were all Division I players, I thought like I could definitely do this. So, especially around my freshman year.
So the question we have to ask you is, why Towson?
Towson. One assistant coach that was here before named Luke Murray, and then I got a great relationship with Pat Scarry, coach. And I just love those guys from the start. They always kept it real, always told me how it would be. And since I've been here, it's been the same way. So
you come to Towson, and obviously last year's team, led by Jarrell Benjamin, who is lighting it up in the D-League right now, and probably going to end up in the NBA sometime soon. But it was a veteran team. As a freshman coming in, how much did that help you that you had all of these veterans in Jarrell and Marcus Damas, along with Mike Burwell and Ralph Guthrie? How did that help you?
That helped me out a lot. Those guys really helped me out a lot. Just showing me, it's one thing to be a good player, but to be a good player at the next level, you need help from guys that have been there and done it. So just learning from those guys every day in practice, they never took no slack from me. Just fighting, battling, even guarding Jarrell was just helped me out a lot. You know what I mean? It's one thing to be a good player, but when you're going up against other good players, you need, you know what I mean? You need that. So that helped me out a lot. Those guys were great leaders. A lot of them were great leaders, and that definitely helped me out a lot.
Now, from what Coach has told us, you never backed down in practice against Jarrell. that you gave him everything he could handle. How about the first time you and him went head-to-head? Did he ever say anything to you like, hey, freshman?
Oh, yeah, always. Jarrell always did. I might foul him or do something he didn't like, play good defense, get a stop. And next time down, he would do something, hit a shot. He would definitely talk trash. You know, basically this is my team, you know what I mean? So he always let me know his own way, or hit me with a foul or something like that. He always let me know, but even that helped me out a lot. That just gave me the will just to go harder and play harder. You know what I mean? Just to even be able to guard him was definitely. You
were starting to get a lot more playing time. Then you got hit with mono in the middle of the season last year. I know that had to kill you watching your teammates play and you couldn't help out. Yeah, definitely. That was just, it was bad. It was real bad. But I mean, I was just ready to get back on the floor. Couldn't wait. When I did, I think I helped my team out. So it's real good. You look back at last year, 25 wins, which was a school record for Division I. What do you, when you reflect back on last season, what do you take from that team?
I take our toughness mentality. I think we had a really tough team. You know what I mean? We had skilled players, but I think over skill we were tough. I think we went out every majority of the nights we were tougher than the other team. You know what I mean? So I just try to take that and carry it over to this team. Well, myself, I play tough, so I also just carry that over, toughness.
You know, this season, even though you're only a sophomore, you're kind of like one of the veterans on the team because you got a lot of playing time last year. Four got a lot of playing time last year. Walter Foster got some playing time last year, but now you're in a bigger role. How do you see yourself, how do you see your role changing from what you had to do as a teammate last year to what you do as a teammate now when you've got a lot of freshmen on this ball club?
I think I'm definitely more of a leader role, just leading the young guys, you know what I mean, picking them up, beating them up a little bit when they're not doing their thing. But just more of a leader role, just being a leader, just kind of, I don't want to say carrying the team, but just, you know what I mean, just bringing us together more and just being a leader, good teammate.
How'd it feel having that? I know you lost and you didn't like that, but I know you had to impress some folks with your performance at Temple the other night when you had 14 rebounds. Anybody say anything to you after the game?
A couple people. I talked to a couple people. I'm from Philly, so like a couple Philadelphia reporters were there. Talked to a couple of them, but I mean, it felt pretty good to come home, play okay.
Looking forward to go to Drexel and beat them up?
Definitely. Should be a good game, definitely.
All right, John, we appreciate you stopping by with us this week.
Thank you.
That's John Davis. When we come back on the other side of this break, we will see how the Tigers match up against their next opponents, the LaSalle Explorers and the Midshipmen of Navy. The Tiger Basketball Report with Pat Scarry is back in a moment.
Virtual Wallet can help you be that person who's good with money. See what's free to spend, move money with a slide, save with a shake. Feel good about your decisions.
Brian Vickers, Aaron's sponsored driver. He doesn't just love racing, he lives it.
We got the paper! Woo!
His pit crew follows him everywhere. Oddly, so does his boss.
Red, sign that, sign that. Yeah!
And his passion for racing is rivaled only by his passion for errands.
No credit needed. I'll take it.
Woo! Woo!
Congrats.
Aaron's makes owning easy through lease ownership, so you can own the life you want.
You'll find it on the sidewalks of Little Italy and on the porches in Catonsville. You can see it when friends meet in Mount Vernon. It's pride. Pride in our city, pride in our people. That's why MedStar Health is building the most accessible healthcare system in the region to look after everyone from Lutherville to Locust Point. So no matter where you go, no matter who you are, you're never far from MedStar.
White Market's ice cream plant is based in Sunbury, Pennsylvania, and it's locally owned and operated. We've been making our ice cream for nearly 50 years. We create roughly 70 flavors of ice cream right now. We use local ingredients, especially our cream, which is from our milk plant. The cream is what gives our ice cream a rich and creamy texture. Now, together with our customers, we've created a product called Peanut Butter Indulgence, which will be coming out this summer. It's a peanut butter ice cream with sea salt caramel swirl, chocolate-covered pretzel. How could you go wrong with that? Personally, I love our ice cream. If you come to our house at any given time, you'll find at least 5 packets of ice cream in our freezer. Our kids grew up eating Wise quality ice cream, and now we get to treat our grandchildren to it. It's been a pleasure for me to be tasting ice cream for over 40 years for Wise Markets, and I'm loving every minute of it.
Welcome back to the Tiger Basketball Report. I'm Spiro Marikas. The Tigers are back in action this Saturday night at 7 when they take on the LaSalle Explorers out of the Atlantic 10. Coach, LaSalle won their first 4 games of the year, then they lose 4 in a row, and then they win 3 straight. Now, those 4 losses included 2 against top 10 teams in Virginia and Villanova. Obviously, when you look at this LaSalle team, you're going to see a lot of talent.
Yeah, John Giannini is a terrific coach. We had him in the Sweet 16, 2 short years ago. So
right.
we know they're very good. They're huge inside. Jarrell Wright and Steve Zach will be the biggest, most physical front line guys we see. This kid, Jarrell Wright, eats rims for pregame
Bigger than
meal.
Georgetown?
Well, they're pretty close. Those two guys are trucks, 6'8", 250, 6'11", 270. I mean, 2 trucks inside. And then they got excellent guard play. They've got quick point guards. A kid, Khalid Lewis, that was at Delaware, and Amar Stooks, very good. But they got two terrific transfers. Kid Jordan Price from Auburn is their leading scorer.
Right.
He is really, really talented. Plays the 2-3-4. Then a kid, Cleon Roberts from Georgia Southern, is their best 3-point shooter. So they got a lot of weapons. They're good. They're gifted in a lot of different areas. They play great defense, which we got to take care of the basketball, and then they can score inside and out.
Hey, this is a good matchup for you guys because it kind of, again, gives you another yardstick of how far you've come from the beginning of the season as you get set for conference play, which, believe it or not, is only a couple of weeks away. Yeah,
LaSalle's certainly a team that if they didn't win our conference championship would be right there, and they'll be a major factor in a good Atlantic 10. They lost some tough games. They got a good start, then lost some tough games. Just had a good win at Drexel. We know that's not an easy place to win. They're up 11 at the half, and they play a very good American team Wednesday. So we'll obviously be at LaSalle eagerly watching that, and then Saturday night here we'll be excited to play. We know it's a major challenge, and we're also thankful that LaSalle would come down to do a home and home with us. As we're trying to get as many quality opponents into CQ Arena as possible.
Right. So fans, you need to come out to CQ Arena this Saturday night, 7 o'clock. Tickets 1-855-TU-TIGER or right here on TowsonTigers.com. Then short turnaround. You have this 10-day stretch. Now you're going to play LaSalle on the 20th. You turn around 2 days later. You go down to Annapolis to take on the Midshipmen, a team is never going to quit.
No, Eddie DeChellis is a heck of a coach. I have not seen them yet. I know how hard they're going to play. I know the little point guard is a dynamo, Dunbar from Paul VI, which is a great program. And, it's a quick turnaround, so that's dangerous. And this is a big week for us because we're 7-3, and we want to keep moving it forward, and no one we're playing is just going to give it to us.
Right. You've got 3 non-conference games left. It'd be great to be in double-digit wins heading into conference play.
Well, that would be unbelievable. That would be the best Christmas gift anyone could get old Coach Skerry, I'll tell you that.
When you look at Navy playing in the Patriot League, they have struggled the last couple of years. They're kind of struggling this year. Is it tough to get your team motivated when they look at a record of a team and they'll say, oh, this team's 2-8, this will be a cakewalk?
Well, it better not be. If that happens down there, we'll get beat because they're well coached. They're going to guard. They're going to run good motion. They're going to screen, cut. They'll do enough things to beat you. And if they make 3-point shots, you got troubles. And they got a little point guy to get in the lane wherever he wants. So you hope not. We obviously have that day after LaSalle, win, lose, or draw, we'll walk through their stuff twice and then walk through it the next morning before we go down there. But it's a quick turnaround. But that's we've had the other quick turnarounds, and we've got to be prepared to adjust on that. Our mindset this week, especially coming out of exams, is how can we continue to get better, do what we do, and hopefully that equals into some wins.
You get back into, after exams, you get back into practice. What do you do maybe differently the first day that you're back? You haven't practiced in a couple of days. Do you kind of ease them in a little bit before you start going after it?
It's a great question. They'll be off the 23rd, 24th, 25th.
Right.
And we'll go at night on the 26th. It's important. I want them to get home. It's important.
Right.
And 26 is, it's usually a tougher one. We'll go at it for 2 hours, no longer, and kick them in the teeth. And 27th, 28th, we'll go twice both days. 28th at night will be no contact. We'll get ready for Greg Horenda's FDU team who's won some games. But it's. The flip side is everyone kind of goes through it. I've only had 1 year, I think, a couple of years where I had to practice on Christmas, and I like to avoid that. Once was for a big Monday game, Pitt, UConn.
Mm-hmm.
Another time was assistant Rhode Island. We went out to the University of Houston. There might have been 11 people at the game, and it was like, what are we doing? So I think it's important if we can control it, which we really try to, and everyone's worked here at the university with us. We want to play on the 22nd and then give them those next 3 days off and then come back the night of the 20th. So they really get 3.5, 4 days. It's just an important break for them.
How about your first practice after exams, will you be later that first day leading into the LaSalle preparation because they've been off for a couple of days?
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully it's not too choppy. We'll go 2 hours tomorrow, that's it. And then starting Thursday when exams are over, a little bit shorter practice of contact. And then because we get some time off now, some guys have mini masters, some don't, we'll bring them in different times, either a morning group or an evening group for just shots. We got the new practice court, the extra practice court now in the Towson Center. We got plenty of shootaways. So it historically for us the last couple of years, we've really, even my first year, we got a lot better over mini-mester. And our anticipation is that this group's going to do the same thing.
All right, well, we will find out on Saturday how the Tigers will fare. We have to take one more break. When we come back, we'll have more Tiger basketball report.
Right now, you can get a single line with 3 gigs for $65 a month.
3 gigs, is that a lot?
That's about 100 app downloads, 45 hours of streaming music, and 6 hours of video playing.
And 5 golden rings.
I see what you did.
4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves. I really went for it there.
Yeah, you did. You really, really did.
Now get 3 gigs of data on one line for $65 a month. Switch to AT&T, buy a new smartphone, and get a $150 credit per line.
Mariner Finance is a consumer finance company, so we offer personal loans.
Mariner Finance is a great place to work. It's a great thing for anyone with the entrepreneurial spirit.
Everybody in every office has an opportunity to achieve and grow.
Be your own leader. Be a leader amongst the fellow coworkers in your office.
The training and development that we do at Mariner Finance is one-on-one. Someone who has been there, done it, experienced it.
There is no better feeling.
Learn with us.
Grow with us.
Run with us.
Brian Vickers, Aaron's sponsored driver. He doesn't just love racing, he lives it.
We got the paper! Woo!
His pit crew follows him everywhere. Oddly, so does his boss.
Red, sign that, sign that.
And his passion for racing is rivaled only by his passion for errands.
No credit needed. I'll take it.
Woo! Woo!
Congrats.
Aaron's makes owning easy through lease ownership, so you can own the life you want.
Welcome back to the Tiger Basketball Report. And Coach, thanks for joining us. Before we say good luck against LaSalle, let me just give you one piece of advice.
Please do.
You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish.
Wow, I like it. Remember, Spiro, scared money don't make money.
We were both terrible. As we have mentioned, the Tigers will take on the LaSalle Explorers this Saturday night in CQ Arena. Tickets are available right here on TowsonTigers.com or by calling 1-855-TU-TIGER. If you can't make the game, you can watch it right here on TowsonTigers.com with myself and Towson Hall of Fame coach Vince Angotti, who makes his triumphant return behind the microphone. Or you can listen to us both on CBS Sports Radio 1300 starting at 6:45 with the Coors Light countdown to tip-off. We thank you for watching another edition of the Tiger Basketball Report, and go Tigers.